Palumbo here for Muscle Serpents Dailies, guys, and I'm back again, and we're going to take a look at a couple of deliveries I've gotten, a few snakes, a little this, a little that on this beautiful Friday here in Cape Coral, Florida. It's actually about 72 degrees. I love it. If it was this weather all the time, I would be very happy, but it is what it is. I'd rather have warmth than the snow, and I know you guys got snow up north. So, first of all, I got a delivery from Freedom Breeder of two beautiful boa racks that didn't really have to be assembled. They just had to be unpacked, and I'm going to show you those gorgeous racks that I got. I love them. I'm like, it's really the first new Freedom Breeder racks. I'm kind of cheap when it comes to these things. I don't like to, if I can get used ones for half price, I'd rather do that because I think it's a waste of money. But to buy, just to buy for the sake of having new. But I needed racks. There was no more used ones around, so I had just gotten a used one, but I needed more, so I sprung and I got the brand new ones, and they came. And Jesse Johnson, obviously, who's running Freedom Breeder with his family, sent me some great racks, and I love them. And I even had bought a used rack from someone else, a really big one. And I always buy new hotspots. I don't trust electrical stuff from that's 20 years old. That's something, if you ever buy an old rack, okay, never use the existing electrical on it unless it looks like it's in perfect condition. You're better off just buying new. For $50 a thing, it was for an extra $300. I got a $3,000 or $4,000 rack. It wasn't a big deal. I had traded a snake for it too, so I figured, I'll spring for the money. Not a big deal. So we're gonna look at that, and then also, unfortunately, I had a bad experience. First bad experience with FedEx. I had a snake I had ordered, and it was supposed to be delivered. It was held up, which happens every once in a while, weather delays, so they say. The next day it was supposed to be delivered. All day it doesn't show up. 6:30 at night. Supposedly they said they tried to deliver it when I'm home all day. I live here on my property. I have a separate building here across the driveway where we work. There's cars, the garage doors are open. There's no excuse. Supposedly whoever delivered said that no one was here. So now I have to wait till the following day. They assure me it's going to be the next morning. I'm fuming now at this point because I'm worried about the animal. It's not that it was worth, a couple $1,000. It was just that it was the point of the animal that could die. It's not that warm. It's going down to the 50s here at night. How long does a heat pack last? The whole day goes by again. So now we're on day 3. No snake. 6:30 at night. This woman pulls into my driveway, delivering the snake, and I lost my mind. You'll see the video in a few minutes of that interaction. How, with a live animal, they can think it's okay to just leave without even calling the number on the box or on the call tag, whatever it is. I asked, I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is a live animal. It already was a day late. You're not going to call before you leave. You've delivered to me 1,000,000 times before. I'm always home. We run our businesses out of here. Not just the snake business, but the nutrition supplement business. We're always here, my wife and I and my kids and my mother-in-law. So I was really, really pissed off. So you'll see that. And then, of course, we're going to take a look at a couple snakes. So busy day. Let's get it on. So here it is, my two Freedom Breeder racks. These are the boa racks. I got 7 levels, and I'll tell you why. And usually I don't want to go that high, because who the hell wants to put an animal up that high, right? And I got to get a ladder every time I get up there, and if it's a big boa, it's a pain in the neck. But I got that 7th level because I'm thinking to myself, look, I have only a limited amount of space. As you can see, the rooms are starting to fill up very quickly. I only have a limited amount of space now in this room, in my boa room, and I don't want to lose the ability to put an extra boa in a rack, because that's one extra boa I can fit, and it fits in my ceiling. It's not too high. Yeah, I got to get on a ladder, but you know what? I'm going to economize every bit of space I have. So these racks are awesome. First of all, let me just tell you, I got to really thank Jesse at Freedom Breeder. I mean, they're doing it right. These are just like, it's like driving a new car. I mean, look at these things. They open up nice. They slide well. I put my paper in here and my stuff. If you want, you can keep them where they're privacy, or you can peel off these stickers. It's kind of like just a piece of like plastic, and then you can see through them, and you can make them opaque too. And this is how they look when they're opaque. I think I peeled one off. Yeah, the bottom one. So you can see they're perfectly clear, see through. which makes it really nice. And I like to be able to see the snakes through them, so if I can see if they're breeding or if there's any babies in there. I don't have too many snakes that are like easily spooked. Now here's the back of this rack, which is where all the hot spots hang off here. And usually you get, I usually divide it into 3. So I'll connect 3 together in a power strip, and then I'll plug that into my thermostat, and then I'll do the other 3 in the other part of the thermostat. And that's usually like, because in this case there's 4, I'll probably do the top 4 and then the 3 bottom ones together, lumped together. And that's pretty much how I do it. I'll put them on a Herpstat or Vivarium. I like both of them equally. Vivarium's a little easy to use. Herpstat might be a little bit more high tech. The Vivarium seems to be a little cheaper. So it doesn't really matter to me. Either one is fine. And I love that they're on wheels. I can wheel them around. I can move them around anywhere I need to put them. If I change my mind, I want to move them to a different spot. They glide real easily. Very, very simple execution here. So thank you, Jesse at Freedom Breeder. I also got from this rack that I had gotten via a trade, this is the super big Freedom Breeders. It's a really old rack too. It was a little rusty. I had to clean it up a little bit. I still need to clean it up a little bit more. But I don't care if there's a little rust on it. That doesn't matter to me. The key is hot spots. So I replaced all these. So Jesse sent me new hotspots for all of these, so I'm not using old cords that might have electrical issues. I don't know where this thing was used. I don't know if it was outside, if it was anything chewed on it or anything like that. So now I have all hotspots. So the rack is solid. It's all metal. It's heavy as you can imagine because they used really heavy materials back then. But at least I have really good electrical, and I don't have to worry about fires and stuff like that. And that scares the crap out of me. So. The drawers work. I can put bigger. I'm going to use this for my bigger boas because some of the boas are small. Some of them are Colombians that are big, and then some are really big. Some like my Sterlings get big. I don't know why. It just happens to be a big line. The leopard stuff tends to be a little smaller. Scories tend to stay a little smaller. At least mine do. And so I'll put the big ones in here. My Super Fire may go in here. She's a little on the bigger side. And I'll use these for the other ones. And then I even have a smaller rack that I didn't buy this. I bought this new from someone else who sold it to me. This is from Freedom Breeder too, but this is kind of like an in-betweener. So it's not quite as big as a boa rack. It's a tub. It's a very big tub, oversized tub. So I use this for like my dwarf boas. The really small dwarf ones stay in the ball python tubs. So that's my that's the cage purchase, and I'll set this room. I think I'm going to move all these vision ones, these black ones, into the middle of the room, and I'm going to put the boa stuff, the big tubs, on the perimeter, kind of like the way these are, and then I'll put the smaller stuff in the middle here. Once again, when I lay out the room, I'll show you what the final outcome is down the road. I haven't decided. The funny thing is these like. I all purchased all these used, by the way. Really good deal. They're very functional. These are ARSs. These haven't even been filled up at all. So I do have a lot of space. What I do is I buy racks when they become available. I don't wait, and that's something that you guys should all do. If you see a good deal, someone's selling some used stuff that's in good shape, buy it up, man. Otherwise, you're gonna have to buy new. Did you attempt delivery of this thing 2 days ago?
Yesterday I did.
Yeah. You've delivered here before, right?
Yes.
How come we're always home? We're never here. There's a live animal in there that's like $5,000?
Yes. Last night I did attempt it at 18:24, so 6:24 last night.
We were here. We don't never leave. We work from that building. We're here all the time.
I pounded on the door for 5 minutes.
Yeah, but you pounded on that door, right?
Yeah, because the garage doors were shut.
Right, so we were in that building. That's the business.
Honked.
Yeah, well, we didn't, we're always here. That's a live animal. Why don't you just leave it?
Because the shipper requires.
Now it's probably dead in here. So now I'm going to open it up in front of you so you can see if it's dead or not.
Well, Once you open it, you've taken responsibility for it.
I'm not
Otherwise, I
taking
have to
responsibility.
refuse one.
I'm not taking responsibility if the animal's dead. That's a $5,000 animal in there.
Then do you want to?
First of all, you know what? It was a day late. It was, and that wasn't any fault of anyone. It was a weather delay.
Yeah.
And then you came. So this thing has been sitting with no. It's a reptile with no heat for 72 hours now.
Okay.
I'm really upset about this whole thing. And you know what? It was supposed to be delivered first thing this morning. They told us when we called up.
Okay, because of the high volumes and everything during Christmas time.
This is a live animal. This should be given priority. That's why they told the kid who sent it to me it will be the first thing. They were apologizing left and right that it wasn't delivered. I get the animals delivered here all the time.
I understand. Due to Christmas time, the time of the year that we are right now, we are seeing higher volumes and basically.
But you were here yesterday.
I was. I honked the horn. I knocked on the door.
We were home. We were home. We weren't.
I know.
We didn't hear anything. Believe me, we were here.
I was here for 5 minutes trying to knock on the
I don't believe it because we were here. We were in the building working. So
that would be why I knocked on the house.
Yeah.
And I used the intercom system. I knocked 3 times.
But there was no one. We were in the business after the hours. You know, when did they deliver at 6:30? First of all, FedEx.
We deliver until 8 o'clock at night.
Right, but this is supposed to be like a 10:30 in the morning. It was already a day late.
Like I was trying to say, due to the high volumes, we've condensed routes down.
Yeah, but
and we don't run.
This is a perishable. Why didn't someone call us? Why didn't we get a phone call? You know, saying, hey, you know what? We have a perishable live animal here that's already at our expense, already a day late. You know.
Okay, so we have 2 options right now.
Yeah.
You can either refuse it, and I kick it back to the shipper.
Yeah.
And you don't accept it.
Well, I have to accept it because what you think I'm going to let an animal die if it is alive in there? I'm just saying if it's dead, I want you to document it. I want you to be here to validate that I'm not crazy and that I didn't kill the animal and I'm trying to get money from the person who sent it.
Oh, well, like I said, there's no scan I can put on this that says dead animal or anything.
Well, you can see it with your eyes. You're my delivery person. So if it's delivered 72 hours late, okay, when it was supposed to be delivered within the first 24 hours, and it's dead, you can say, oh yeah, you know what, he's right, it was dead. It wasn't any fault of ours, but it was dead. Yeah.
Because right now, my route is sitting at 192 stops.
Yeah.
And I'm having to give up certain areas. I've had to give up.
Well, that's not my problem. I just want my animal alive. You know, I'm an animal lover, so it doesn't even matter about the cost of the thing. I don't even care. I want the thing to be alive.
I spent time here last night trying to.
Miraculously, the snake somehow made it. I don't know how. The heat pack held for 3 days, and I got my Enchi Pastel Desert Ghost Head Clown male. I'm going to put him away now. I don't want to stress him out any more than he needs to be. He's been traveling for almost 72 hours now. FedEx is delivering at 6:30 at night, 2 days late. The moral of the story, don't ship snakes during Christmas. I learned a valuable lesson, or at least make sure you hold them at the hub around Christmas time. Once again, luckily we're in Florida. It's not super cold here, although it's been chilly. It's been in the 50s. The heat pack held, and this little boy seems to be okay. We're going to put him in his cage now and let him kind of adapt and settle in. And we'll do a video on him in a week or so. Talk about the possible projects I have with him planned for the future. All right, he's doing great. He's sitting on that hot spot a lot, but warming up. But this Super Pastel Enchi Desert Ghost Head Clown male is doing amazing. He looks amazing. His colors even came in better than they were the other day when he came in all stressed out from traveling for 3 days. That horrible experience he had. He looks good. Hopefully he'll eat this coming week. And I'm just really happy with the way this guy looks. It took me a while to get into this Desert Ghost project, and I wanted to do it right. I wanted to buy the right animals, and you know what? I'm happy with this purchase. Really, I can't thank him enough. He was really a good animal, and once again, like I said, I had a lot of different options, and I'm glad I went with him, even though it took 3 days to get here. You know, I would really highly recommend Designer Ball Pythons. They did a great job with this animal, and the service was really good. And even though, you know, it didn't arrive on time, it wasn't their fault. You know, they were in constant contact with me, and you know, it's happened. Never happened to me that many days, but you know, I've had delays, and you know, the best thing you can do is always contact your customers and instill confidence and let them know you're there, you're backing the animal up. And once again, it was a miracle that the heat pack he had in there was still working after 3 days. I don't know how the heck that did that, but maybe the Lord was looking over us and blessing us on this Christmas holiday. So thank you, Rob, and all the guys over there at Designer Ball Pythons. All right, this turned into a long video already, so I'm just going to show you a couple animals. I'm going to show you a couple of cool Mandarins that are growing up that I produced in 20. These are only Mandarins, so I bred Mandarin to Mandarin. You've probably seen these before. This is my male Mandarin that I produced. Very high expression. I'm almost questioning whether this is Super Mandarin. It could be. It's possible. I'll only know once I breed it out. He's the highest, one of the highest looking expression ones I produced if he's only a single gene. That's why I'm thinking maybe it is double. Look at these dorsal dots here. They're really bright. I've never seen that on a single gene Mandarin. It is possible, however. And this is his brother. There was the runt of the litter. I was absolutely sure that this was a Super Mandarin. He was so stellarly bright, and I still think he is Super Mandarin. They look a lot alike as they've been growing up. This one is lightened up a lot. This one is really bright too. He's got also those dorsal dots on him that are pretty. I think that might even be typical of Super Mandarin at this point. So this guy was such a runt. Oh my God, I didn't think he was going to make it. I'm so happy he did though and turned around. He's a great eater now. He's eating on his own, but he's a little small. You can tell. See the difference in size? But he lived. And once again, I'm going to have to breed these out. We get old Mandarins, breeding them out, then hey, we know that they're Super Mandarin. This guy, I would bet on. This is the one that I'm really betting on. Now, I also have a female who's unfortunately is in shed, their sister. It's a 3 clutch. And this one's also really high expression. You can see she's totally in shed. Look at she's in the blue. So it's hard to tell, you know. She's high expression though too, very high expression. Doesn't want to be bothered. We're going to wet our cage down a little here. I like to spill a little water in the bounty paper towel when they're going to shed, and that helps them shed. And we'll end with, this is my female breeder, Mandarin. Since we're talking about Mandarin, and she's got these really big spots too. And she's a single gene high expression, one of the highest expression Mandarins I know. That Mike over at the Florida Reptile Ranch, I bought her from him, and he's like, he even told me when he got her, he's like, she's really high expression. So, you know, she looks like she could be Super Mandarin too, but she's not. She's a single gene. I don't throw all Mandarins with her. But she's the mama of those babies, and so that could also be why they're just high expression. It's hard. Mandarin's a tough gene to sometimes call. I mean, when you mix it with other genes, you can really tell because it really reddens things and oranges them up. But in this thing, you know, when you have, I've seen Mandarins. I have a Mandarin that wouldn't even think it was Mandarin. It just barely looks Mandarin. But you can see the pattern, disturbance. And then there's other ones like this that's super high expression that you can tell in 3 seconds. So the magic occurs when you mix the Mandarin with other stuff. I'll show you one of those right now. I haven't shown this girl off in a while. I thought she was going to breed for me this year. I don't know if she is. She's just a terrible eater. She was a great eater, and then she went to terrible eating. But this is a banana sugar Mandarin with the paradoxing obviously right there. So she's a paradox, which is probably not inheritable. But look at that. Look at the Mandarin accenting here. Woof. Sugar, Mandarin, banana. One of the best combinations. I don't think there's a better combo out there with Mandarin that I've seen. I'd love to see this in Super Mandarin. That's why I'm hoping she gets up to size so I can breed her back to another Mandarin, and so we can see if we can produce the Super Mandarin sugar banana, which would be even crazier probably. So this is just a wacky looking ball python, right? I gotta almost make a name up for this thing. It looks so crazy and so cool. It's like the Abominable Snowman or something like that, or like Magic Mushroom ball python or something. I don't know, but that's Mandarin for you. Get involved, guys, while the getting's good, because there's so much potential to this gene. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today here at Muscle Serpents Daily, and you got to see me yell. You got to see me put racks, together, or at least show you some new racks. I should have filmed the whole process of putting them together, but I was just too aggravated. I didn't have anyone to film for me. I have to thank Kirsten, my little assistant, who was shoulder pressing those 7th levels overhead, and she did a great job helping me. So thank you to that. And you got to see some cool Mandarin stuff just to finish off this video before the weekend starts. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and make sure you pair up all your snakes. It's cold out. It's breeding season. You know, I actually ran out of time. I got to come back tonight and put my snakes back together because they just had eaten the other day. I take them, usually give them 2 days a week. 2 days a week where there aren't males and female ball pythons together. They get a break so they don't breed themselves to death, because they will, believe me, they will. And I've lost some snakes like that. So always give them a couple days off a week if you got a chance. Sometimes if they're locked, you're not going to take them out, obviously, but I try to give them a break and then feed them every other week or so. So once again, you guys know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, hit the like button. I'll see you back Monday morning.